Welcome to Real Estate Investors Wealth Academy TV, sponsored by REI Wealth Academy.
What's going on, fellow real estate investors? This is the final video of this series. Overall, we're going to be talking about systems. So we've talked about the why you're doing it, getting your message clear and concise out in front of the people, potential customers that you're going to have. Make sure you're getting a response. Make sure you're going to get into measuring. It's the first opportunity you get to measure how well you're doing with your advertising, with your personality, and kind of putting it out there, making sure you're being confident in what you're putting out there. We talked a little bit about the how, the active versus passive strategies, different things that you can do there. But systems. So this really comes down to being able to do, sure, it's great to put some of those things out there, but you want to be able to, when you get the response back, in order to be able to interact and engage with that in a meaningful manner. And part of that is actually taking down the results of what you're getting. So number one, you want feedback. So whether that's someone that's emailing you, whether that's someone that's calling you, leaving a message, texting you, however they're responding back to you, that's feedback. So if you have different campaigns, and so there's customer resource management systems that are out there, other things that do automation, we highly suggest getting to a point where you are starting to do automation, and that will start costing money, but there are also other things you should do that are free as you're starting out. That also makes sense when you're getting your feet in the water and you're testing a few things out. There's some things that you can do that are also free to help you get started as well. But the idea behind it is that you're gathering information, you're gathering data. You know that if, I saw your car and it said to call you about buying a house, I may have a house for you. So when you're taking down some of this information, maybe earmark it and say, hey, this was from my car. It happened to be, oh yeah, well, where'd you see it? Oh, I saw it at the Walmart parking lot. Okay, so write that down. And then ask, when you're getting that information, ask them where they saw it. That way some of the places that you're actually getting quite a bit of traffic toward your vehicle to do that. Or if you're at a coffee shop, you might be able to interact with those people there. That feedback immediately. As we get into websites and stuff, and so one of the things that you'll find in the 10 secrets that I really enjoyed and cued into was about 86% of the first home buyers right now are looking at websites and online first. That means your Zillows, your Trulias, that type of stuff. But the fact that they're even looking online for a lot of that stuff, one of the things that you can do with whatever you have is to make sure you also put, if you just have a Facebook page, a free Facebook page that you've created, a business page for yourself, is make sure you have a link to that. Or if you send out an ad on Craigslist, a link that they can link to that. Or if it's a business card, they have that link there. Or a website. There's plenty of very inexpensive options to get started. And it doesn't have to be anything crazy. It can simply be, hey, this is who I am. This is what I do. And here's a message system that you can call me on. There's an easy way to do that with Google Forms. If you get into the Google Suite a little bit, that are totally free, being able to create a few things that track that, and we'll put it in a spreadsheet for you. So it's another way that hey, I sent this number, they called this number, they emailed this email address, and the only thing I did with this email address was to send in a few postcards, so you know that postcard that you sent out is working or not. So you can track that. And there's much more extensive ways to track that you can get into later on, but I'll give you one quick example of something that I did that might also help you. So we're looking at doing a lease option on the current home that we live in, and we've recently decided to do a couple of different things with it, but I want to share with you the response that we got. So we did a few Craigslist ads, we did Facebook, we did Zillow, and a couple different places, and one of the things that I always link back to is I created a website for it, and it allowed me to be able to know who was interested in it. And I also left a Google Voice number. So there's two things that I was able to do and cue in on. Now I left a message on my Google Voice mail to make sure that they understood what they were getting into. This is a rent-to-own property. This is how big the property is. And I gave them a very concise, hey, this is the property. Here's my website. Fill out the form. That way I got that information. So not everyone obviously left a message, and I never answered a phone call, but I always called them back. Even if it was just a missed message or a text, if it was just a text or if it was just a voice call without them leaving a voicemail, I made sure I answered all of those, and I also made sure that I answered everybody's call that left a voicemail as well. So I still did that, but I did it on my own time, being able to do that. And then the other side of that is the form that they filled out. I got to know a little bit more about my customer base and who I was serving. And that's one of the reasons why we've kind of gone a little bit away from the lease option from our goals and from kind of what we saw from that. So it gives you that feedback loop that's there. So using Google Voice, using an email, using a simple Google form, and maybe a small website or a Facebook page, those are very simple tools that are free to you to be able to use, or at least a minimal expense. Before, I don't want to go too long on any of these videos for you because I don't want to keep your attention away from a lot of the important things that you're doing, but this is killer knowledge that we're going to be giving you, and we got even more of that inside REI Wealth Academy. So don't forget to follow us on Facebook, the Real Estate Investors Wealth Academy, or the Roanoke Real Estate Education Group if you're in the Roanoke Valley area. I hope you guys are killing it out there. I keep hearing you guys have great meetings that are going on out there, getting some really good knowledge from Andy Stowerson and his team that's out there. And I know Keith and Roberta had a lot of good things to report when they came back from their visit with you. With that, make sure you check out REI Wealth Academy, get our 10 secrets, check out the blog posts that we have on there. With that, yeah, this is John signing off. I'll see you at the next series that we're going to be doing. And just so you know, a little teaser, that's going to be dealing a little bit with how to build a cash buyer's list. With that, we'll see you later. Take care.
Decide today you don't want to take a back seat. Finally break your financial life cycle. Learn more now at www.reiwealthacademy.com.